Okay, this is a Web290 week 2. I did create office hours starting every Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. If you do need help, please utilize that. Just log into the course, click on the link inside of live office hours. So week 2 is on PHP variables and operators. There is a PDF file that you are to read, I believe, for the practice lab, and has a hello program, I believe, in there. Yeah, dog, how old you are in dog years. There's a source file for an example. Again, this file here is what you'll need to read for that. The homework, before I forget, the XAMPP folder structure for the lab is that in your htdocs lab, and then week 2. Homework, XAMPP folder structure is htdocs homework week 2, and on the root website external week 2. Here's the reading, PHP 2.6 through 2.10 and 3.1 through 3.12. On the exercise, you're going to focus in on the passing variables on a URL. Right here on the page here, passing variables in URL. A common way to pass variables from the browser to servers by appending it to the URL. And what it's doing here is it's appending it with a question mark. To the right of the question mark is the variable name, and then to the right of the equal sign is the value of that variable name. So in this example here, you have two files, hello-hi.html and hello-hi.php. During development, just so you can browse out to the week 2 folder, you can name this first file and all the week's homework index. So whatever it tells you to put it, you can just declare it as index. Since this is the actual home page, it'll be launched. So inside of this first file is the one the user will see when they launch the page, and it should look like this. It's going to have formal, informal, and ready. And the text for this, the code for this, is actually all HTML on this page. Now just a note on that, even though it's a .html page, you could in essence name this a .php as well, and it would run fine. And so even though in the instructions it does say .html, it can be named .php as well. So hello hi on the first link, .php, question mark greet equals hello. Remember what this is doing past the question mark, it's variable name and then the variable value to the right of the equal sign. So we have greet equals hello, hi, and howdy. The PHP code that it's sent to is this hello hi.php. The first 5 lines declares and gets the variable greet that's in the URL. So to the right of the question mark is the greet variable. $ greeting is how you declare a variable in PHP, specifically the $, and then the word, in this case we named it greeting, equals $_get. What that is a function within PHP that's going to get the variable within the URL. Whatever you put in the single parentheses is what it's going to look for. In this case, it's looking for the word greet to the right of the question mark. So it plugs in, it's going to be either hello, hi, or howdy. Going on line 6 through 10, basic HTML, header file, and title file, except you'll see here on line 10 an embedded PHP line. Beginning PHP tag equals greeting, that's the variable grabbed here, end PHP world. So it should be either hello world, hi world, or howdy world in the title. And then in the body, it's going to echo that. The echo statement in PHP is just that. It echoes it to the screen, to the monitor, to the browser actually, whatever browser you're using. Beginning PHP tag, ending PHP tag, echo, and then greeting, space, world, exclamation point. We'll learn later this semester where you have a longer line possibly of text. You will maybe have to put, or will have to put a dot operator before and after the variable name. But in this case, we just have one word afterwards. So greeting space world is going to kick out either hello world, hi world, or howdy world. And so going back to the example here, there's hello world. You'll notice the title is hello world, and in the text body of the web page it's hello world. You'll also notice to the right of the question mark, greeting equals hello. Next, right of the question mark, greeting equals hi, hi world, hi world. And then lastly, friendly, greet equals howdy, howdy world and howdy world. So to bring it a little further, the example I have on my page here at the bottom, because they've changed the text on the web page, which they sometimes do. The example I have is the Beatles, example of the Beatles names. I think I've got it up here. And so mine's Paul, John, George, and Ringo. And you can tell by hovering over the words, if you look at the bottom of the browser, it'll show you what's getting ready to happen. On mine, the variable name is Beatle, and it's going to change the value depending on what they click on here. And so I've got Beatle equals Paul, John, George, or Ringo. And you'll notice on my home page here, I renamed it to index.php just so they don't have to click on it when they go to the folder 2 here in this example. So once they click on either one of these links and one of these 4, it goes here, echoes the name and the title, also echoes it on the actual body of the PHP file. So that concludes week 2. When you're finished with week 2, you're going to submit, follow the instructions on submitting below. I do need the URL as well as the compressed folder week 2 so I can look at your code. That concludes week 2. If you have any questions, definitely you can email me or you can use the weekly online office hours. Otherwise, have a great week.